Hey guys, Doc here to tell you about something that could really give you the edge in gaming. I'm talking about our show sponsor, Fade Grips. Thumbstick grips as well as controller grips that give comfort, precision, and control so you can take your gaming to the next level. Just go to fadegrips.store and check out all they have to offer. And with our promo code, CAG20, at checkout, you can get 20% off your entire order. That's fadegrips.store with offer code CAG20.
Hello everyone and welcome to episode 23 of Cross Atlantic Gaming. I'm your host Risky the Kid, and joining me this week are my co-hosts Chocolate Bear.
Oh yeah.
Doc H1X1.
Hey, what's up?
And in our rotating fourth chair again, community member Chaotic.
Hi there, folks.
Alright, so before we get going, just a few house cleaning announcements. We have a few different contests actually going on right now that you're all more than welcome to be a part of. First up, this is coming up next episode. We're going to have our monthly mailbag episode. So get in your questions for that. You can send them into cagpodcast@gmail.com. Hit us up on Discord, DM us on Twitter. However you can get a hold of us, go ahead and send in questions that way. And then just keep in mind that the person with the best question that we vote on is going to get something nice.
Ooh.
Next up, we have our snapshot contest. Chocolate, if you want to go over that one.
Really easy. Join the Cross Atlantic Gaming Club. Put your best clip, your funniest photo, upload it, and we'll pick a winner. And that person will win either a month of Game Pass or maybe a $10 gift card.
Whatever you're into. Whatever works better
Or floats
for
your boat.
you.
What are my real quick, Risky? What are my odds of winning if I just go back to the Call of Duty editor and just pan over Chocolate parachuting down and just submit that as a video?
Those are pretty funny. I will say though that you guys better start sending in your stuff because DanPod has been sending all sorts of clips into the Cross Atlantic Gaming. Whatever. I can never think of the name of it. Club. Jeez.
Yeah. DanPod likes that Call of Duty editor, which he should.
Does.
He's got some good highlights.
When it works.
Oh yeah.
And then last up, we have a competition that Doc and I and all the other Americans butchered last episode. And that's the FIFA naming competition. Chocolate, what's that all about?
Well, we've renamed it to Clops.
Just hashtag clopping?
Hashtag Clop it.
Can't wait for that movement to really gain traction.
Oh, word. So, easy one. Your club name needs to be some sort of footballing pun. I won't use last week's example because that spawned a ridiculous amount of clops.
Top of the clops.
Oh, Jesus.
Clop you, Chocolate. I like it.
So, my team name is L'Argentina. Which
yeah, I'm not picking that one.
Well, no,
That
I
was
can't
offensive.
win. I can't win. Oh, Jesus. So, take a photo, send it into the club, and Risky and Doc will choose what tickles them the most. And you'll win £10 Xbox gift card.
Or $10 American. If we have any Americans actually playing that. I don't think anyone wants to win £10.
Yeah, well,
Trying to
£10
lose
worth
weight.
of gift cards is going to be worth way more. So
We're gonna
those
be
things are
broke.
light. Yeah,
That is true. But the conversion rate's better
We got to
anyway.
rethink this.
So you want £10, don't you? 10 English pounds.
Yeah, yep, I guess so.
Phrasing?
I don't think I can win it though. So
No.
I'm just most excited for that to just wrap up so Doc and I get to look
Clop it
through
off.
all the names and pick a gem. And that contest ends at the end of this month, right? October
Yeah.
31st?
October 31st will be the end. Halloween.
Is that also when we're going to do the snapshot as well?
Yes,
Yes.
I believe so.
Okay.
I'm going to have a lot of work to do.
So end of the month, we got a few different things going on. And then you only have a week for your mailbag questions. So make sure you guys get those in. Should make for a great show.
Yeah, super easy way to win some decent prizes.
Some free stuffs. All right. Another week in gaming. What have you guys been up to? I'm going to start with Chocolate because he's been out 2 weeks. Have you gotten to play anything? I know stuff at home might not be the best, so...
So I've hidden myself in a little room. No, I managed to play a lot of FIFA, some Blackout, as I'd be berated on the last podcast. So thank you.
Did any of our tips come in handy for you?
Do you know, since I've listened to it, I haven't had a game, so I need to see if I can take those words of wisdom and kind of just drill it down. But I might black out one day, and the rage mode will enter, and that guy will take over and destroy everyone. So who knows?
I look forward to that day.
That day is coming.
Raging Chocolate.
Raging Chocolate. And I also played, funny enough, Forza. So I am now in autumn. Yes.
Oh, so as in you made it through the tutorial?
Nope.
Oh, you're like in autumn in part of the...
As in,
okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What season... Do any of you guys know what season they're currently in right now? I know that changed last week.
Should be spring.
Yeah.
Spring?
Yeah, I think they just finished winter, didn't they?
Yeah.
So you still got a couple more seasons to catch up to real autumn.
Well, technically, if I leave it 3 weeks, I'm in the exact correct...
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, Chocolate's just actually trying to follow actual seasons. That's how he interpreted this game. So.
Yeah.
He's only going to play those sections of tutorials when the live game is actually in those seasons.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
Exactly.
I've got a long wait for the summer.
Be a long tutorial.
You got
It's already
several
long
months,
enough.
in fact.
Yeah, and that's me. That's all I've been playing.
All right. Chaotic, I know you've probably been playing some FIFA as well, right? Are you guys doing the Pro Club stuff?
We were actually, I think last night we got a few games in the pro clubs with varying degrees of success.
Yeah.
We jumped in, I'm trying to remember who it was that was on last night.
It was Lion Prime and 10,000 Fists.
So we jumped on for that I think we got 6-7 games played last night.
Yeah.
Not overly successul, but...
We were rocking Division 9, and we got clopped left, right, and centre.
Whoa. PG-13 Chocolate.
Take it easy, Chocolate.
Yeah, we were not a cohesive team at all.
No,
I think
it wasn't a productive evening of FIFA.
No. The games we won, we were good. It was just the ones we got battered. We were poor.
What position do you two play on the team?
I am playing at striker, so I'm up top.
And then myself, I am the holding midfielder who, for some reason, decided to run forward and join the strike force. And might have been a reason.
On the action.
Defense is boring.
That may be why we lost, because I wasn't in my position.
Out of any of the four that played last night, was anybody playing defense or being a goalkeeper or anything?
My plan was for the Pro Club to be the sort of controlled goalkeeper this season, but because this was the first time we've really got a chance to jump on with more than one person at a time, we just sort of played outfield positions. So I think the plan is once everybody who said they're going to join the Pro Clubs joins, there will be more set positions put in play.
Good deal.
Yeah.
That whole idea is really cool, though. I would like to see that kind of play out sometime.
Well, I did start recording, and I think after the second game where we got turned over and beaten badly, I stopped recording and thought, I'm not doing this no more.
I was going to say, I might check out that VOD then.
Well, yeah, no VOD, but then Chaotic scored, I think, 5 minutes later, some screamer. The goal of the century. I think that was the one that was uploaded to the club.
Nice.
Yeah. So I will start recording them again, because we're going for Division 1, so there's only 8 more divisions for us to plough through.
So are you 9 of 10 right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Judging by how Chaotic kind of replied, that seems like that's a lengthy journey, possibly.
Yeah, that's let's not hold our breath on that one.
Yeah. I think any more than 2, maybe 3 players, it starts to get harder because people have to hold their position, they have to play together, and half the time that the two new guys were they were playing well together, and then me and Chaotic were just playing together, and then the four of us were not playing as a team at all. So it was quite amusing.
Good deal. And then lastly, your guys' ultimate teams. Are you both into that mode and playing that?
Oh yes.
I have literally just started it pretty much this week. I've had the team organised since the first day that it launched, but this week's really been the only week that I've put any sort of time and effort into trying to build a squad. I know people like Chocolate and Sweeney have poured countless hours into Ultimate Team this season.
Is your team already better than Chocolate's, probably?
No. No.
Episode 23, continue to bashing Chocolate.
What is it with the I can't wait till we're in the 30s and then we can cross over and stop battering me.
That's when we just come right out and just say we're adult only podcast, and we're just saying F you constantly to Chocolate. Just, we've got nothing else left to say. Just
It's all been said before.
How's your team though? Chocolate, pretty good at this point?
Not too bad. Not too bad. I just don't know who I want to buy. I need that little something, and I don't know whether to go for a defender or go for an attacking midfielder. So it's a lovely toss up. The thing is, you spend your coins too early, then you're shot. You're shot. So I will say, like,
I was intrigued by how deep it is, because I watched a YouTube video on like strategies for that, for buying, selling, and stuff, and they have really fleshed out that system way more than I would have thought. So,
and there's certain traders as well that give you a few tips and hints, and the way some of them can potentially predict how the market is going to turn.
Yeah.
Is unreal. You know, if I knew that this one player I could buy him cheap for 1,000 coins and sell him for 5,000 coins, I'd be rolling in it. But they're getting 45 of those players and selling them at a huge profit, and then shooting it out on Twitter, going, "Oh yes, and I bought this man. I bought 45 at this price. I have now sold him at this price and have netted £100 million." You're like, oh, okay.
Can't wait to watch the Moneyball of the EA FIFA movie come out. What would it be called? What would be the title of that movie?
Klops.
Money
Klops. Okay, yeah, all right.
Or Klops.
I like it.
Easy enough.
Name recognition, yeah, really resonates with the younger audience. I get it. I like it.
So the FIFA economy game is still going strong.
No, going.
It's going somewhere.
And you're still not dipping into those microtransactions, right? Just not.
I did love that from Maldo Rob. Those microtransactions, they are fantastic. Poor Michael there.
He'll get you.
He will.
And then Chaotic, anything else for you?
Had a quick wee spin on Forza, so that's me completed the stunt driver challenges, so level 10 and that, and I think I'm now just about to unlock the Goliath. So once I've got that unlocked, I'll probably be pouring quite a bit of time into that to grind that as much as possible, and then put maybe about 2-3 hours into Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Oh.
So
how are you liking that, and who did you choose at the beginning?
I picked Cassandra. From what I've sort of watched and heard, she has the more sort of fleshed out character. I don't even know the brother's name, but from what I can read, he seems a bit robotic, a little bit just sort of monotone throughout the full game. So Cassandra was a choice for me, and from what I've seen so far, by far the best Assassin's Creed that's been made.
Oh wow!
How many people have you kicked off a cliff or a high place so far?
It's not even just people. It's horses, cows. Basically, if it goes near the edge of a cliff, there's just too much temptation just not to go. See ya.
It's just a natural reaction.
That looks like a good kicking cliff right there. Just.
How's the ragdoll effect when the cow or the goat goes off the edge?
They sort of go over like they've been like tasered, so they just go really stiff and then just sort of fall over.
I mean, have you seen that kick? It's no joke. Like,
that's true. You're probably knocked unconscious as soon as you're hit by it. So
So you see
You're just
that and
gonna
then
flail.
head over the edge just to see how far they tumble down the mountain as they go down.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh man, part of me just hopes there's somewhere like a behind the scenes video of them putting like little motion capture dots on goats and just having them somebody
Fall
kick them
over.
over and over.
Get those goat ragdoll physics down.
Yeah, then they have to submit somewhere it's like no goats were hurting the production of this game. Like,
So I got into the Project Stream, the Google's Project Stream beta thing. So I got my free copy of Odyssey or whatever. I tried booting it up, and my latency apparently is too high on my internet, so I couldn't even load the game up. Like, it gave me an error and was like, nope,
oh, wow.
no Odyssey for you.
I got accepted to that, but I haven't tried it yet. Actually, you just reminded me about that.
Then a couple nights ago, I had a lengthy conversation with a nice foreign man from Verizon that kept me on the phone for an hour and a half trying to fix my internet, because I pay for 100, which is good enough to do any of this stuff. And
Oh yeah.
I was looking at my speeds when we were playing Blackout, and it was like 10 over 10. And I was like, all right, well,
Whoa.
this is
Wow.
broken. So I was on the phone with that dude forever. He's like resetting stuff and doing all this, blah, 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 blah. We finally got it to like 60 down, like 100 up. So I was like, all right, this is whatever. This is good enough. I can continue gaming tonight, and that'll make me happy enough to get through the night and into the next day. At the end of our conversation, he's like, "Oh, sir, I noticed that your contract's up. Would you like to talk about renewing?" And I was like, "Do
Yeah,
you
not
think
the best
this
time
is
to
the
ask
best
that."
time to do this?" And he's like, "Oh, sir, I do understand that we have been on the phone for almost an hour and a half now." I was like, "All right, well, no, today it's not a good day." Thanks.
Give
though.
me my 100 and 100, and then we'll talk about renewing.
Exactly.
Yeah, maybe how about you recap me on some funds I've wasted, or like refunding the speeds I've not got, like.
But then it was like, so it was good that night, and then literally last night I was back down at like 13, 15 or something. I was like, "So you guys, what
the hell?
What did you temporarily do that made my speeds go higher and then just screwed it all up again?" Like, I don't know if it's because I'm not in a contract right now, and as soon as my contract was up, there's like, well, let's just throttle his speeds, and we'll have to do something.
See, I almost thought they were going to go the other way and treat you like an NBA or MLB player, and like if you were in a contract year, they were just going to give you great speeds to
that's
really
what
want you to come back.
That's what you'd think, huh?
Yeah, and then as soon as you renewed that contract, oh man, throttle. Just,
Yeah.
Done.
So,
He
yeah.
can't go nowhere. He's here.
Unfortunately, I didn't get to do any Odyssey, but I have that free copy if I do get my internet squared away at some point.
How's that NDA for the silence?
I don't think
NDA for what?
I don't thi-
There's not an NDA
I don't
for
think
that.
that has an NDA
Is
for
it
that. I
not?
think they're just purely testing
Doc's
it.
NDA, man. Doc,
No.
what can't
Yeah.
you talk about?
Fallout 76, I guess.
What parts of Fallout 76? Specific
I'm afraid because news stories started going around that people that actually leaked. Apparently, these were people that straight up just leaked footage,
Okay.
and they got their Xbox Live account banned until January 1st.
Oh, ouch.
So, with that said,
It's
I'm
only
not
a
even
couple
going to
months.
risk
Do it
talking
for the
about
podcast.
it. Yeah, I know, right? Hey, I made a second PSN account. What's another Xbox Live account, right? Like, what's it matter?
Yeah,
yeah.
one more thing I wanted to plug for Forza, because you guys talked about it, was that logo. How do we look up the Cross Atlantic Gaming logo? That Ledonian made that, right?
Yeah, so when you go into the designs and vinyls section, I can't remember the exact part of this, but I'm sure it's creator name is the search category you're looking for. If you put in Ledonian's gamer tag on that, it comes up with I think there's 4 different ones that he's made. So it's like 2 Cross Atlantic ones, one with just the sort of the logo design without any writing in it, and there's another one as well. And then once you save them into your account, you then have access to put them on any of the cars that you've got in your garage.
There,
So can
I saw some pictures
Okay.
with. They're on your car, Chaotic. Those
Yeah.
cars looked so nice with that color scheme, that
Yeah.
blue and purple.
So I think I tried to do. I think I made one American one for obviously our lovely co-host over the Atlantic. I think
Hey.
I done a Ford as well, so that it was a little bit of both of us, seeing as you just make dodgy cars and us Brits fix them up into decent ones. And
Whoa.
Shots fired.
a Lamborghini, because well, who doesn't want a pink and blue Lamborghini?
True. And if
True.
you're looking that up, It's Ladonian with a 0 instead of an O if it's his gamer tag.
Yeah.
Yep, correct.
Do
So
I need to
everyone's
get
more
out
than
of the-
welcome to rock those.
Do I need to jump out of the prologue to get those?
Probably.
Quite possibly, yeah.
Oh, God.
Chocolate, we've been over this. It's still autumn.
Yeah.
You gotta wait.
Got to wait till that summer.
You got a few more weeks. All right, moving on. Doc, how about you? Did you do anything fun with your PC this week?
Yeah, I played the overclocking your CPU game. It's great. Unlocked a lot of achievements. No, I didn't actually break my PC, so that's good. So all in all, a success. I wanted to any excuse I can have to mess around with my PC, I do. So I have a i5-7500, not a K. So for anybody out there, that means theoretically you shouldn't be able to overclock it because Intel put restrictions supposedly on stuff like that to where you couldn't on your motherboard overclock it. So I went digging around the internet, and sure enough, you can download unofficial updates to your motherboard where you can overclock it. So I did all that, voided every warranty I probably ever had for my product, and which it's okay. I was willing to do that. I knew the risk, and basically before I was getting 3.5, 3.6 gigahertz on my CPU, and I now get 4.0. I actually got it all the way up to 4.3, but then my computer started crashing at those speeds, and then the temperature started getting up like super high, and I didn't want to burn my house down or constantly have my computer crash and I played a game, so I tracked it back down to 4.0, which I was happy with. I'm getting more bang for my buck than I ever thought I would. And I messed around with my RAM, overclocking that a little bit, and I kind of just did all that. And so I got probably at least a couple more years life out of my CPU probably. So I'm pretty happy.
I was gonna ask you why you were doing it, because you don't do like intensive gaming or anything on it, right?
No, that's what's what's kind of stupid about all this is that I like tinkering with CPUs more than I actually like utilizing them for gaming, because I only ever game on a PC on 1440p, and as long as I'm hitting 60 frames per second, I'm fine with that. And the video card and the CPU I have now does that. So, I really didn't need to do anything. But then I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. I could try to do this. I could make this work. Okay, why not? And so I just, mess around with it. And I didn't blow up my PC. Everything's fine. So we're good.
I was gonna say, are you gonna just wake up tomorrow and the house is gonna be on fire?
Nah, when I started messing around with the voltage coming out of my power supply and the temperature, so like the temperatures I had were normally around like 60 degrees Fahrenheit, it was getting up around 70, and then I messed with the voltage a little bit, and it got up to close to 100, and I'm like, okay, let's back that down. Let's not burn anything down here, but everything's good. But yeah, that's all I pretty much did. That was like a 2-day effort right there. I got into Battlefield 1 just to get the unlocks for Battlefield 5.
You're still not done doing that?
Well, no, because when they pushed the game back a month, they basically added a couple additional things you could unlock. Nothing crazy. It's basically just, they call them like unlock tokens. And there's like 8 paratrooper outfits that's going to be available in Battlefield 5 at launch. And if you pre-order the deluxe edition, you get 6 that way. If you pre-order the game in general, you get 1. And then they're giving you a chance at 2 unlock tokens by playing Battlefield 1, which actually gives you 1 more than you would need to get all 8. But it's just, that's just there to basically unlock their paratrooper outfits when the game launches. So.
Damn, I need to jump on that. I haven't touched Battlefield in
You still
ages.
got time. Like, I think you've got till the end of October to get those tokens. So.
Yeah, but we've also got a game coming out shortly.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's true. That's true too. You're right. There's a lot of stuff coming out actually. So.
Speaking of Battlefield, though, I had my preload popped up. What was it? Friday, maybe?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
That was like 31 gigs. Seemed really small.
Well, it's a long time between now and when it actually goes live, but it's really weird how they're doing that preload, because they sent out a chart on Twitter, and like Xbox is getting the preload available to them like 3 weeks before everybody else, including PC. And I'm not really sure why. That was kind of weird, because
right, it's not really beneficial to us.
Not that I know of. Yeah,
just having it ready earlier, which doesn't really matter unless you've got really bad internet speed.
But
Yeah,
they normally
which I
drop-
mean, I would almost be like if you had really bad internet, you'd rather have like Red Dead 2 out like a month before, with like over 100 gigs or something. But
Yeah.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
they normally drop that download just after they take payment, don't they?
well, no, it's normally two. Well, the downloads are varied, but normally if you pre-order a game on Xbox Live, the payment goes through 2 weeks before the game is out. Preloads typically happen around that time or a little later. I don't think I've ever seen one come out this early for a game.
No,
But-
that seems too
Yeah.
early.
It went gold yesterday, so they started like pressing the actual at least day one disc on pressing those yesterday. Now with all this said, like we just got like Call of Duty had a pretty big day one patch, right? And I think Red Dead is supposedly going to have one too. So I mean, like who knows what the day one patch will be, but
Maybe that is their day
that's-
one patch.
What did you ask?
I'm saying maybe that is the day one patch. They've already got that readied, sorted.
30 gigs day one. Oh god.
yeah, so who knows?
I was gonna say the Red Dead preload is also out now for anybody with semi-slow internet speeds. You might want to hop on that 100 gigabyte download
Mm-hmm.
as soon as possible.
It's done.
There you go. All right, was that it for you, Doc?
Yeah, that's it.
So am I the only one? Oh no, Chocolate said he played a little bit of Blackout. Yeah, I just played a lot of Blackout again. I can't stop. It's something's wrong with me, I think.
I think it's pretty good, man. I don't think it's necessarily you. I mean, if it's you, then it's you and millions of other people too. So,
But there's something about that game. It's just like a drug. And
You need that win.
you need that, but it
you
brings
need
you
that
in.
high, man.
But it just brings you in every time. When I was playing it, it didn't feel like a chore like in PUBG where you're like, oh, I'm dead, right. It's kind of, right, need to get back in. Let's go, let's get this gun.
Yeah, for
Let's
whatever
push.
reason, it just feels way faster. I mean, like you get
Oh.
into the game so fast.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. I haven't went back to PUBG yet, but I bet if I went back to that now, that would feel so slow compared to this.
I must admit, I was speaking to Chocolate about it last night. I haven't played Call of Duty probably since Modern Warfare 2. Never really been a Call of Duty fan, but the amount that I've heard from you guys speaking about just Blackout mode, it's on my to buy list come the 25th when I get paid.
Yeah,
So-
I can't wait to play
Hell
with
yeah.
you. You're gonna love that, dude.
As I say, if it's anything like Call of Duty multiplayer, I'll probably be getting carried 90% of the time. But still, if it's a step up from PUBG, then I can only see good things coming from it.
That's the thing. Like I played PUBG with you at least a couple times, and it's not like you couldn't hold your own. And if anything, this just plays better.
Mhm.
It's just
Yeah.
a little bit smoother and makes I don't know.
Yeah, first thing you'll notice is that you won't be fighting with the controls ever.
Oh,
Like, and
Definitely
I don't know,
true.
I feel like it's just PUBG was always a case of like, oh, hold on, let me pick this up. Oh crap, hold on,
Yeah.
let me get this attachment. Hold on.
Seemed like a bit too fiddly.
Yeah, I mean, some of the stuff in Blackout is finicky, but once you know how to do it like efficiently, it's not bad. There's like if you hit up on the D-pad, you have your like quick menu where you can equip a bunch of different things and like swap things out. Like that's super useful once you learn it. It's just you have to get over that like quick learning
Mhm.
curve, and then it's good. It's real good. They did drop an 11 gigabyte patch that seemed to break the game over the weekend.
Yeah.
I got dropped from so many games this weekend, and it just seemed like I don't know. I was hopping around. I felt like I was getting like 10 frames a second at the beginning of some games. Brought me back to like PUBG. Some good PTSD there. of just well, I thought I shot him, but now I'm looking 90 degrees to my left. Well, good luck, everybody.
Rebuffering.
It was literally, I went to hop on an ATV, hit X. My guy didn't hop onto the ATV, so I hit X again, and he just hopped on and hopped off quick.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah,
Because-
PUBG. There you go.
I was like, oh, what's happening? So it's not, these last couple days have kind of been rough, but I'm sure they'll smooth it over because they had a perfectly fine functioning game until they dropped this patch. So I don't know what they messed with, but like the drops in frames, and also just the servers just kept kicking us out. I don't know. It's rough.
I have faith in them because at least they're, like you said, they're coming from a place where they had it to begin with versus PUBG never had it. So they're always searching for that like level of stability. You know, at least Call of Duty is like, hey, we had it at launch. We can get back there.
Yeah. The only thing that kind of sucks about it is that now in my like stats, I have 2 wins that were negated because like Dan and I got kicked from one game where our 4th actually ended up winning the game. But if you get kicked, you can't rejoin because they don't have a rejoin like function yet.
No,
so you just don't get credited for that. And then we had a duos win where right after we won, it was like victory, first place at like the screen where it tells you your stats and stuff. We got disconnected from the servers, and when we hopped back in, my like level went back down, and that win didn't count.
Oh, that's
it's like
rough.
that kind of stuff.
So
it's
you're
painful.
You're getting callbacks to the original COD days when you would like constantly go to your stat screen for kill to death ratio kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah, but not much new there for me. I think I'm at 21 wins now. So
Okay, show off.
we're gonna
Humble
keep on
brag.
trucking. I will brag every week until I'm done playing Blackout.
Fancy carrying me for a win?
Yeah, I was going to say I might need some of those carrying.
I was about to say just wait till
whenever.
Chocolate's call out challenge risky, and we'll see who's winning Blackout.
Just out of interest, is there team death? Can you kill your teammates?
Well,
Yeah,
there is their
absolutely.
traditional multiplayer too. I mean,
I think you meant team
Yeah,
killing.
friendly fire.
Yeah, friendly
Blackout.
fire.
Okay.
Just completely went out of my brain. Right. Okay,
You're
cool.
good. Yeah, that's definitely a thing. That's
Yeah,
happened
cool.
a time or
Wow.
two. I was playing with Ladonian the other night, and he was giving me shit about something. It's because I ran up ahead, and we were running from the circle, and I hopped on an ATV and just drove off and left him behind. He was complaining about it, and then when he finally came into the circle, I just shot at him with my sniper rifle.
oh no.
Knocked part of his armor off. I was a little feisty when I was playing the other night. I don't know why. But so that was fun.
Oh.
All right. Anybody playing anything else that we didn't cover?
Mario Party. Oh wait, no, I'm just kidding. Are you serious?
You're just the worst. I can't wait until you get that on a discount in like 7 years when it finally goes on sale, and you're gonna be
Risky,
like,
please.
"Damn."
It's Nintendo. It'll be after I'm dead when it goes on discount.
True.
If anything, it'll have went up in price.
Actually, yeah. Chaotic's right. They wait so long, it eventually goes the other
I remember
way.
like
So if anything, it's an investment right now.
I remember when I tried to buy what was it, Pokemon Soul Silver and Heart Gold, and clicked on
Yeah.
Amazon and £94 to buy. Wasn't even it was just a standard
Game Boy
DS game.
Advance?
I
Oh,
was
okay.
like,
So Nintendo just looks at them as like a fine wine. They just age to perfection over time. Just
That's
geez,
probably true
Nintendo.
because I remember when like Pokemon Go first came out and people were getting back into Pokemon. I went into one of my like local shops looking for an old original Nintendo cartridge of Pokemon Red, and I think it was like $70 or $80 or something.
That's ridiculous. That is
And
so
I was like,
crazy.
you guys are
I think-
silly. Emulators are a thing. I'm
I
done.
think
Yeah, also that. Yeah.
I think Heart Gold and Soul Silver had the benefit of it was essentially 2 games in one. So most people sort of was like, oh great, I don't mind investing a wee bit extra on it. But it's just went to absurd levels just now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if anyone has their old Pokemon cartridges,
Send them your way, or just
send them
I
send
do.
them
I
to
still
eBay
got-
or something.
Yeah. I still got yellow and blue. So
Might be worth $10, $15 more than they were when you bought them.
right.
Worth it.
Paid off. Knew it would come in handy.
All right. All right. Well, up next, we would normally be doing some Chocolate's Call Out Challenge, but last week, you left us a strange message. It sounded like we were taking on another podcast or something, Chocolate. What's going on with this?
Well, it seems like we've been mocked. A few Australian guys have they mocked my video editing and how I don't win games, which
You're
obviously-
completely honest and accurate video editing?
Yeah, I mean, there was an incident with Eric who got fired.
I call them documentaries for a reason, so...
Yeah, so anyway, the producer, we got rid of him. And every win is kosher. They're on the books. So
In your defence, Chocolate, I would just like to say this is coming from Australia, and as us people in the UK know, Australians, we won't won't go too far on it, but
Sounds like you're about to. Might as well go through with it.
You did say but.
let's offend those 3 listeners.
Isn't that where you guys used to send all your criminals
well,
to?
pretty much.
Oh,
I like it. We're getting back to our good old Patreon bashing days. I'm liking it, guys. Let's just keep this going. We're getting in a good vibe right now. Let's just keep this
That
going.
one's for you.
yeah, we haven't bashed a Patreon or patron in a while. Anyway,
Bosky, you suck too.
Yeah.
Your
Suck
mom.
the clop.
yeah, it should have been your clock. Anyway,
All right. So as far as that goes, we're gonna be doing some podcast war stuff with them.
we're going to
and
be
playing a
podcast
selection of
warring.
games.
Yeah, we've got an array of games, and I'll be bringing you guys along to show you how it's done. I've got a
Good.
strong back. I've been down the gym. I'm ready to carry this team forward.
Can we get a preview of one of the games that we might be playing against them, or is that something we're not trying to give out to the public yet?
Well, one of them, Professor Pluto, seems to think he's a good Rocket League player.
Oh my god, I have to play Rocket League with you two. My back.
Yeah,
my back hurts just thinking about it.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna joke about my abilities in that game. So
We need to start practicing.
We
Cue
don't
the
need
rock
to
yeah.
practice.
music.
We don't need to. I've
Okay.
got this down. I'll be getting.
it could be worse, Risky. There's no parachuting in Rocket League, so it's one
But there
thing.
is jumping. No, I'll just be getting
True.
the boosts and trying to destroy him. That is my whole game plan.
Just a
I'm gonna be-
goon. You're just gonna
just-
be my goon.
I'm going to take them all out, and you guys are going to score.
Okay.
Deal.
We've got this down.
I'm feeling pretty good though. I got that Jurassic Park car. That inspires confidence in me. So
It's
It
a
doesn't
big
in
car.
me.
Great. All right,
So-
so we'll have more info on that in the coming weeks, and when we have dates set up for it, we'll let everyone know. And that
Yeah.
should be. Are we recording that stuff or streaming it?
We'll
as
stream
well?
it. It'll be on everybody's, by the looks of it, on everyone's account. So just keep an ear out or an eye out. We'll tweet it out as well, and go give their podcast a listen. It's Real Gamer Score podcast, and it's informative. And if you like achievements, they give you a few tips.
Or if you like singing.
Or if you like,
yeah, I was on the phone with ESPN earlier, and they were originally going to give us the primetime slot, and when they couldn't, I said forget it. So we're not going to back
scratch that.
down on that stuff. We're not
We're worth more than
settling
that.
for less. Yeah, exactly. They'll call back. Don't worry.
The worst thing about their when they do their songs, I'm walking with my kids as I'm taking them on to nursery, and I'm like, I know that song, damn it, and then obviously the answer comes out. I'm like, shit.
And then do you start singing yourself?
Yeah, but their version, not the actual version, which drives me mad.
All right. Well, on that note, what do you guys say we get into some news?
Cue that music.
And it's cued.
All right, so we're gonna kind of always be looking to perfect or work on this news section and how we kind of go about it. So this week we're gonna keep the topics brief in the sense that we're just gonna kind of hit up a one-liner of
Cricket.
news, and then we're gonna maybe discuss it more, maybe not, but we'll just see where the conversation takes us. So
But we'll try to
starting
keep
off-
it short.
but try to keep it short.
You need
30 minutes each. What? Okay. Rocket League crossplay has been delayed until early 2019. So this is where Psyonix had come out and said that they were going to have a unique identifier like Fortnite does, to where it would allow you to talk between different systems. That is being delayed. I think they had originally said late 2018, but now they're just saying early 2019. So I guess that's, a bit of a bummer, but what do you guys think? I mean, are any of you guys still hard? I know we just talked about Rocket League, but are any of you still hard into Rocket League right now?
no.
Not for a long time.
And I would say I'm not into it as much now, but like that's something where if I picked up a couple games during the week, like I could instantly just be back into it. So
Yeah.
I think this is good. I saw that part of this was because of Sony's whole announcement of, hey, we're beta testing crossplay now.
That beta's ongoing.
Psyonix is just trying. They're kind of like waiting just until they could just drop it all at once. So it seemed like that had something to do with the delay. So thanks again, Sony, for always being on top of everything.
Well, I'm gonna have to insert this news here in a little bit about Sony and their name change, but it turns out maybe I wasn't in the wrong to go ahead and make a new name, but we'll get back to that later. Back to Rocket League, something else that might get you guys maybe interested in hitting it up a little bit more. They are getting an X update to 4K, native 4K 60 frames per second in December on the Xbox One X. So I'm sure anybody's still playing that. That's good news. And I don't know, maybe I was about to say this won't be in time for our competition, so we can always blame, if we lose, we can blame it on that. So
blame it on the pixels.
Nobody wants to see me suck at 4K 60 frames per second.
It was I think the game was already in 60 frames per second.
It was, yeah.
So
I guess they just
graphical update.
I guess they just put that out there just to make it known that like it's not suffering in performance. I guess, yeah. So.
Good deal. I mean, prettier games are prettier games. I'm okay with it.
Yeah. Moving on, new DLC for Battlefront 2 Clone Wars featuring animated series voice actors. Anybody into the animated Clone Wars? I think it's on Netflix, right?
Yeah, I think you're right.
I didn't watch it on Netflix, but yeah, I've watched all of the. I might have missed like the last season of the Clone Wars.
Nerd. What?
Dude, that. I'm not going to take a deep dive into this because this is quick hits, but I will just say that if you really hated Anakin Skywalker in the movies, the prequels, the animated series Anakin is just a 1,000 million billion times better than Hayden Christensen.
Oh, so he kind of gets redeemed a little bit.
He does, and like I don't know, there's just a lot more depth to him in those cartoons, which sounds dumb, but it's 100% true. It's just a way better character in the cartoons.
Didn't Disney draw a line over part of Clone Wars and say, right, that timeline's finished. This is
they didn't
where
draw
it
a line.
actually
They
starts.
said anything not the movies is not real. They said anything that wasn't movies was not canon.
Can I correct you and tell you that that was actually one thing that they kept for canon?
What?
Yeah, wasn't just the movies.
Oh
It
wow,
was-
that's actually.
It was the movies and the Clone Wars, the animated series, were the ones that they kept, and that's why I think they announced it this year or like a few months ago that they're continuing. They're doing season 6 next year, I think. So they're continuing on it as well. So
That must be pretty darn popular then, I guess.
it's good. It's good. Everybody should watch it, but we don't need to keep talking about Star Wars. Sorry.
You sound a little bit too excited. It's almost
Dude,
like
I love
last
Star
week.
Wars. Leave me alone.
It's like talking about Blackout. Almost.
How many parsecs in the Kessel Run there, Risky? I mean, what was the...
995.
Okay. We'll fact check that later.
Die Hard fan.
Fortnite adds the Quad Crasher vehicle and has extended the Disco Domination limited time mode to time mode Stay on the Island. I guess that's what it's called. Domination limited time mode Stay on the Island. In-game tournaments are open to everyone and pit competitors on all platforms and all types of control setups against one another as equals. A new events tab has been added. Well, that's probably one of those I should have read before I read it out loud. So there you go, guys. What do you think about that congeal of letters and words put together?
I'm just wondering if people are still playing Fortnite after Blackout came out. What's even the point?
Oh, I'm sorry. I think I just heard Ladonian smash something over in Chicago. So
I think you smashed something when you started murdering the this news part.
The only thing that I saw here that I thought was kind of interesting was the whole pits people against each other as equals. So that kind of makes it feel like maybe you are set with like you have a certain set of weapons and armor and stuff.
No, what I had read it as was like people who were using peripherals for Xbox and PlayStation were now getting banded in the same groups as PC. So you ended up with somebody on mobile playing against somebody with a top end gaming rig is what I had seen.
Like anybody using those XM XM peripheral thing for Xbox and PS4, like apparently they've always been able to detect that. I guess they just chose not to ban people, I guess.
Which is weird because that's a pretty large advantage.
Yeah. If it works well, I would think so. But now since they're like, yeah, we can totally detect that, we're just putting you in those hoppers now, which is good. But it's kind of like, wait, you were just letting these people play before, so thanks, I guess.
And Quad Crasher seems like a better name than ATV, so cool. I'm gonna start calling the ATVs and Blackout Quad Crashers. So
you realise the first game you play shouting that, everybody's going to be like thinking you have taken some funny stuff from Doc.
Yep, fair enough. Maybe I won't do that.
I like this.
Voice of reason, this guy.
Never mind. Okay, moving on. Crackdown 3. Hey, you guys remember Crackdown 3? The game that got announced before you were born? Well, guess what? It's going to be playable to the public, first time ever to the actual public, at the Xbox Fan Fest event at XO18. Reason I put this in here is because I don't think they would make it playable to the public there unless they actually planned on releasing it in February. What do you guys think?
About time?
We were talking about this.
Yeah, I'm so far past caring about Crackdown 3 now. Having waited for it for the last 12 and a half years, it's sort of wore off its appeal for me now.
The only thing that would bring me in for Crackdown 3 is if, as you play as Mr. Cruz,
yes, Terry Crews, Mr. Cruz.
Mr. Cruz. If you start off as like a skinny, weedy Mr. Cruz, and then as you collect or beat, each part of the level, and you get your strength, muscles just start appearing out of nowhere. Oh my god, I'll be on that like
I bet you would.
See, yeah, I'm on Chocolate's train of thought here. I'm treating this as the Terry Crews simulator, so I'm all for it in that sense. I hope they go all in with Terry Crews on this. I hope they just let him have fun and just, I'm interested to see. I guess, I don't know if we know yet if you'll actually be him as your character or you'll make your own, but I don't know. I'm interested to see how well he's integrated into that game.
If his voice is in there and then him doing that, and I miss you, I need you.
Or the
that is Old Spice adverts.
I'll just say that with it dropping day and date with Game Pass, that'll probably be the only reason I touch this game at all. I'll probably just notice it in my queue and be like, "Oh, that game. All right, maybe we'll fire it up. Maybe we won't."
I think it's 90% of everybody that plays it will be like, "Well, it's in Game Pass." So
lowest actual digital sales numbers ever because they're all just Game Pass subscribers.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. So you've been able to digitally gift games for a little while now on Xbox One. They are going to allow that to include apps and avatar items starting, well, I guess they didn't say exactly when, but starting sometime next month. Anybody interested in gifting a kitten mask for your avatar to somebody? Anything like that? No?
Litonian?
I think I've got a Lancer kicking about in my avatar somewhere that I could probably give somebody if they fancied it, but it's not something I see. I don't expect to log on my Xbox one day to see somebody has sent me a pink tutu for my avatar every day.
Pink tutu info.
I'm definitely
so getting.
You got to think bigger though. See, I'm waiting. I'm surfing the Avatar store every day for a parachute prop to come in, so then I could just gift that to Chocolate.
Yes.
So I'm surfing it every day just to be like just waiting for it. It'll come eventually. Just
you son of a.
That's so good.
Anyways, moving on here. Ashen, which is the Dark Souls like. I guess it's a much more artistic, like Journey type looking game, but it's a Dark Souls type combat style game. For Xbox One is actually due to be out later this year. That it was a little people weren't sure about if it was getting pushed back to 2019. Developers came out on Twitter and said that it will release late 2018 and it will be day and date on Game Pass. So, any of you guys remember this from the last E3 or any of the coverage about it?
Is this the one where they don't have faces?
Yes, it is the same one.
I think it's stylized. Like, it looks really pretty. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sure, why not? It's coming to Game Pass. Why wouldn't we try it?
It's the saving grace of it, right? It's like, it's coming to Game Pass. All I gotta do is press a button. So, were any of you guys into any of the Dark Souls games at all? Bloodborne, any of those?
Tried
Yeah,
to play
back.
Dark Souls, but after the first 50 deaths, the concept wore off pretty quick.
I got you. The allure kind of wore off after that.
I am done.
Yeah, so that is due out later this year. I'm sure we'll hear about that pretty soon as well. Lastly, you guys probably already knew about this or saw this in the news, but Left 4 Dead 1 and 2, Orange Box, and Portal, Xbox 360 got X enhanced to 4K, or native 4K. You guys checked out any of these yet?
I haven't jumped on Left 4 Dead yet, but I will probably start putting stupid amount of hours back in that game because it's one of the best co-op games ever made.
Totally.
Love it.
Totally.
I'll be up for playing it.
I think we should totally get a
love
4-man
Left 4
group
Dead.
together this week. Yeah.
And I'll say the Orange Box is also really damn good.
Dude, Half-Life 2 is awesome. Yeah.
The orange box annoys me. It messed up my gamer score.
Uh-oh.
They have stupid achievement numbers, like
Yeah.
7s and
7,
like
3,
that.
2. No, what else did they have? There's a 3 in there, definitely.
Oh,
Sure, there's a
gosh.
start.
You should reach out to the Chin Doctor and tell him how many gamer score you actually need to even it out, because I'm sure he can throw a suggestion your way as an achievement you can go get to make your OCD calm down a little bit.
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried that I won't be able to get that achievement though.
Give him your logins. He'll handle it.
Yeah.
Just
we'll
on
take
the
care of it.
topic of achievements, just quickly, did anybody see that Steam achievement for the game that came out 5 years ago? Like 2 days, it was 5 years old 2 days ago. And
Oh,
that's the
Stanley
one.
Parable.
You got an
Yes.
achievement for not playing the game for 5 years from the release.
Yes, I checked. I got it. I actually
It's
got it.
amazing.
Yes,
Oh, wow.
that and it was funny. Kotaku ran a story where it's like, hey, you can actually get this achievement now theoretically if you bought it around that time. So,
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. Is that just
Yeah,
a PC
well,
game?
I think so. Yeah.
well, it was the Steam achievement for it, yeah. But or at least that's where I had the game. I don't know if you could buy it outside of that, but yeah, it was a Steam achievement though. That was pretty great actually. Real quick on Quick Hits, I wanted to get back to this to kind of fill you guys in or anybody interested in the PlayStation name change. So I got
changed
in
my
the
name.
beta for that, and
Did you say a beta?
yeah, I said
A
yeah,
beta for the name changing?
Hang on,
I'm
on
not.
which account?
I wish I was risky. I wish I was kidding.
I'm listening.
That's all I'll say. I wish I was joking. I got into the beta for that. It was in the beta build that they put out. So it's not as clean as you would like it to be. That's the nicest way of what I'm about to say here. So the way it will work is you will basically you get one free. It sounded like they were pretty much doing like Xbox Live, where you get the first name changes free and then you pay after that. But I think PlayStation Plus members get a discount. So at least that was kind of like a cool thing, I guess, if you really wanted to change your name a lot. But so the weird part about it is once you change your name, you have a choice if you want your old name to always appear with it. And I guess that's in case like you don't want to change your name and then nobody know that you were like that other person on their friends list, I guess, is their thought process. But the weird part about it is not that you can choose to show that, but once you make the decision on whether or not you show it, it's permanent, and you can't undo that.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, so like
What?
that's what I thought too. Yes, that's the same reaction I had when I read that. So I guess that means if I had chose to show the old one, it would always be there, and I couldn't turn it off. At least that's how I interpreted it, and I couldn't find any clarification, but that is how it reads. Not only that, but it gets better. Apparently, they had a lot of trouble making this work on the PS3, so this does not work on the PS3. Period.
Nobody should be playing that thing anyways.
Which I didn't really care about that. I'm like, yeah, I'm not. I don't even have a PS3 still. That doesn't bother me. But the problem with PS4 is that and I need to look this up. I wish I had put it down here, and I apologize to people that I don't have this noted to clarify, but there is a certain cutoff point to where previous PS4 games it may or may not work for online.
That's a whole heap of mess.
It is kind of messy. Yeah, I agree. When I saw this, I'm like, oh, that's why they're beta testing this.
It all makes so much more sense now.
Yeah.
Well, the idea is right of showing your old gamer tag, because I had someone on my friends list change their name, and I was like, well, who's this random person on my friends
Was
list?
it Chaotic? Or Mitchell? Or Hakaishin?
Yeah, no,
or somewhat?
I think Chocolate.
Or Maldo
Chocolate
Rob?
is the one we always go to for Chaotic's last name. What was it, Chocolate? Was it?
Oh,
Oh, there it is.
Nailed it.
And he didn't even offend anyone. Perfect.
try and offend a few.
But see, the weird part about that, though, Chocolate, is that, well, let's say you chose to show your old one, but then you never had the choice to not show that one. It's kind of weird, too, though.
Yeah, that just, like I said, the idea is right up until the part where they say, and then it's kept forever.
Yeah, it's just like, hey, I'm Chocolate Bear 80. My old name was Edgelord.
Yeah.
It's going to be there forever.
But then if you were very creative, you could have such a cool, long gamer tag name.
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
God.
Yes.
What? Yeah, you're talking
you
like meta.
maximized it?
Yeah.
Could you? Oh, that would be amazing. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah. So.
Well, hey, Sony beta testing, crossplay, and name changes.
God, they are
Would
so
appear that they got.
2019 is going to be a big year.
Yeah, it would appear that they're getting crossplay nailed a lot better than the name change. So at least there's that.
Clearly. God. All right. Those are quick hits.
That's it.
All right. There's only really one, I want to say big news story, but it's probably just me making it a big news story. Because it's about Black Ops 4's
What?
post-launch content.
What a surprise.
I wish you guys loved this as much as me.
Hey,
gonna
I'm
make you
eventually
play
getting
it.
into it. I feel bad I've not played it as much as I have. So.
Yeah, Doc, you're saying that now. You know that Battlefield 5's in like a month away, and I'm never going to hear from you
Did
again.
did you see my Discord comment about the PTO and the time off I requested for work and got?
Is it a whole week?
I have the 14th to the 19th off from work.
So what?
I hope the servers are down for at least half of that.
No. I've got it better.
Yeah.
So what's your wife got you to do during that time?
No, I've already
Chores.
cleared all this with her. I'm like, honey, I love you, but this is Battlefield 5, and she's like, what are you? I don't know what you're saying. I'm just like, it's important.
Yeah, I've got
then-
sort of pre-warned my missus in regards to Fallout 76 that the day that drops,
Yeah.
we will have
It's
Yeah,
the day
well-
she's dropped.
we have a spare room. It will be getting a flat put in it. Please provide food and water, and that will pretty much be me.
Yeah. Yes.
I took next Friday off for Red Dead, but that's only one day. So, all right.
Nice. Yeah. In my defense, I had most of those days off. I just requested an additional. I had 2 days left of PTO, and I put them in and got them. So that's what made it a long stretch of days off. So it's not like I.
Remember how your last gaming staycation went?
Yeah, but see, you know how I'm getting around this one though. See, I'm glad you bring that up, Risky. I'm glad you bring
Yep.
that up because you're right.
you.
I got effed over, as the kids would say these days, on my staycation.
Is that what the kids
That
say
is what
these
I'm.
days?
Look, guys, I know you think I'm old, but I'm way more in touch with the younger generation than you guys. I'm just gonna say it. But
You're a pharmacist. I hope you're not that in touch with all the young generation. What the?
anyways, I've already planned to see. The problem with that week was my wife ran a lot of interference, and so I'm just like, okay, well, how do I get ahead of this? She doesn't listen to this podcast, so don't
Oh,
worry
so
about
you
that. I'm not worried about the plan getting out.
Until we tip her
Trust
off.
me, she doesn't. If you want to hide any secrets about me, hide them in this podcast. That way my wife will never know them. So, anyways, I've got like 2 or 3 gifts laid out for her that I'm going to sporadically give her over those days.
God.
Is it like a spa day and
One of them is, in fact, maybe a spa day chocolate.
So she
And I bought you tickets to go see your mother.
Oh,
Perfect.
what? That's so random. Here you go. Go, bye-bye.
So she flips it around, and your mother-in-law's at your house for the week.
Oh, man. No, I don't think that. No, my mother-in-law, she never leaves Tennessee, so I don't think that's happening.
2 tickets to Vegas. Go take a friend.
That's so weird. That's now, of all days. Yeah, so anyways, that's my quick story about that. So, yeah. So I'm not too worried about the Battlefield 5 launch. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to team up with you, Doc, because you've blown me out once. So
Oh,
Whoa!
One and done.
One
That's
and
what
done.
Chocolate always
Well,
says.
you know, tag me and bag me, selling Bell. That's his motto. So
All right, so back into the Black Ops 4 post-launch content. How does that sound?
I love how I actually said something that even made Chocolate go quiet.
it could have got real dark for a second, so I just shut up.
I'm glad it didn't, so let's keep on trucking. So it was funny. It was sometime last week I was messaging in Discord to somebody and was like, I'm just interested to see what's going to happen next with the whole blackout mode, because I don't want to say it's getting stale, because it's definitely not, but that point is going to come where people are going to start looking for new maps. They're going to start looking for weapon skins or emotes or some of that, and then they dropped a YouTube video detailing their black market, which is going to be their cosmetic shop.
I like that, actually. I know it's an obvious choice, but I like that.
Yeah, so that's just going to be a tab on when you're in the blackout section. It actually is live for PS4 right now, for PlayStation. It'll be on Xbox and PC this coming Friday, just because of that stupid weekly exclusive stuff. I mean, at least it's not a month like it used to be.
Yeah.
That's obviously, this is a lot better. So yeah, on Friday it will be available for everybody. Inside of the black market, they're going to have a free battle pass, kind of like Fortnite. They're calling it the contraband.
Oh, that's awesome.
And there's 200 tiers in that, so every few tiers you're going to be getting something. And it's not only do you level up on that in Blackout, but it's also multiplayer right now, and I think they're trying to add zombies or figure out a way to put zombies into it. So
That's
really
cool. Yeah.
Anything you're doing, you're going to be working towards your battle pass, and the battle pass doesn't cost anything, so it's literally just your incentive is free cosmetic stuff that you literally haven't paid for in any way.
So this is achievable for me.
This is super surprising coming from Activision, and this could not have been rolled out better, in my opinion.
So that's what I thought until I spent some time on Reddit today. So obviously the PlayStation users have had a chance to see what the black market's all about and check out this whole contraband thing and tier system. Some guy said that he had played 10 domination matches, and he hadn't hit tier 1.
Oh, no.
So somebody did the math, and it was like, so for the 52 days that season 1 is going on, you'd literally have to play 6 hours a day to hit tier 200. The other weird thing is, as of right now, there's no way to buy tiers or buy like XP boosters either. So you can't even like pay to win to get up to like the top of this tier.
I don't think you'll have to worry about that for too long.
Well, hang on. You said about XP weekend. So theoretically, would it be if they had a double XP weekend? Would your tier, or would you be able to gain momentum in your tiers during that weekend?
So this is why this is so screwed up and people are getting mad, is because their system is time based. It's not XP based. So it's X amount of hours is what it sounds like. At least that's what people were yelling about. So, because everybody was like, I'm getting a lot further in each tier when I'm playing blackout modes. Well, that's because one blackout mode is going to last 30 to 45 minutes sometimes, when you can play 6 games of TDM, and then you're getting essentially the same thing. And if you carry your team, have 15 kills in blackout, and get first place, you're not like leveling ahead farther than somebody who dropped.
That's
died immediately.
Bull crap. Wow.
So I could essentially get tier 200 before you do if I just ground out the game 6-7 hours a day.
Yeah, and coming in last and doing literally nothing, like landing and then rubber banding your controller or walking around in circles 6 hours a day.
Oh, man, I just thought of something. I was like, this doesn't have I was about to say, like, coming from my Forza farming days, I guess this doesn't really have that same thing where I could just leave a game mode up that long, because you're going in and out of game modes, and you have to press a button.
Right.
You can buy that little penguin thing that taps your button.
where it just nods its head down every few seconds.
Yeah, that.
So you guys just jumping in a corner, spinning around in circles. I like it. So the thing that kind of sucks about this news story is like I have so much written here because I was so excited for this black market thing, but then hearing all the feedback from the PlayStation crowd and how you're actually tearing up sounds terrible. And they said that patch that was dropping that was 11 gigabytes for Xbox, I think it was 9 for PlayStation, was supposed to do something about that. So I think they're aware of it and they're going to adjust it. They literally have to, because it's not even like they're playing towards the pay to win people, because they're not giving them an option to actually buy levels.
Who at Activision thought that was a good idea? Like, who was just like, yeah, you just play the game, you get points.
Well, because
like,
it's a participation trophy. This is the time we live in, Doc. Sorry to break it to you.
Fair enough.
Doesn't matter.
It's fairer across the board, but it doesn't reward your skill-based players who are your die-hard fans.
They opted for the communist model. Okay, cool.
And that's the other thing. It's not like with Fortnite or even PUBG at this point where you have like weekly challenges. There's no type of like challenges to get like bonus XP or whatever. So it's literally just comes down to playtime at this point, which breaks the whole thing. So I'm not going to be excited for things that are level 100 or later, because I could easily never get there. Like I play a lot of Blackout, but I'm not close, nowhere near 6 hours a day, except for that first weekend. That was rough, but
then you actually eclipsed that.
That was like 10 hours a day. Those were dark days.
What's so crazy? Risky, is that a catheter on your leg? Why do you?
I don't want to talk about it.
Look, I could get more Blackout games in if I don't go to the bathroom at all. No.
Do you want food, water? No.
It's what IVs are for, chocolate. It's so crazy that they had Fortnite, the model, to go by, and they didn't copy more off of it. Like
that's the thing.
I don't know.
There's parts of it, like the whole tiering system, as far as like there's this many tiers, and every few tiers you can see exactly what you're going to get. So if you see something awesome on tier 27, you know that's how far you have to go. That's very Fortnite-ish, but it really stops there.
Pretty much.
And it sucks, because they outlined, well, at this point you can see the whole tier list because of the PlayStation people, but the stuff that I saw was at tier 199, you unlock Hudson, who is a character from like the Black Ops 1 campaigns, and then at tier 200, the Glory, or the Blinding Glory for the ICR-7, which is a super awesome gun. But it's tier 200. No normal person at this point is ever going to get to it, and that sucks.
That's crazy.
Also, they're dropping their first seasonal event. This is kind of just going hand in hand with the tiers. So the highest skin or emote for the Halloween event is on tier 22. But this only goes for 12 days. So you essentially have 12 days to get to tier 22, and then you'll have all of the Halloween emotes, skins, that kind of stuff. It's cool that they're doing events and stuff, but they really need to nail down the whole progression part of the black market.
It's so popular, you have to imagine they're going to try to get this right, because they know they've struck gold with this. So
for sure. And I just wish that Treyarch or someone would be like, hey, we're aware of how terrible the pacing is here. We're working on a fix. At least give people peace of mind that like a fix is coming, but them being silent for the last 4 days is kind of like, huh.
Well, you see, Risky, that's the thing, though. See, they heard about how PlayStation liked to beta test name changes and crossplay, so they give them 7 days to beta test these things over on the PlayStation side, so it'll be ready by the time everybody else gets it.
That's what it is.
That's wonderful. I will also say that we are recording a little early this week. It is Saturday, so come Tuesday, they may have come out and said something, or they may have adjusted this in some way.
Or they may not have.
Or everybody's just going to be real mad still. For me, I enjoy playing the game so much that this is just kind of going to be an added bonus thing. I'm just going to try my best not to look down the tiers at stuff that I definitely really want and will never have a chance to get.
It just seems like a different guy come up with this idea than the one that came up with the idea of like how you can unlock certain characters in Blackout now by like getting missions while you're in the Blackout mode.
Yeah,
Like
the
you
poker
have
chips, and then you have to do this
Yeah,
and this
like-
and this. It's so smart.
like that guy needed to be in charge of this as well. Like that was creative. That was cool. I don't know.
I completely agree. The last little thing I'll say is that they are going to have a premium shop. Obviously, it's called Blackjack's Shop, and that's where you're going to be able to buy cosmetics, skins, emotes, sprays, that kind of stuff for just straight up Call of Duty points, which you buy with real money. So that option will be there. What's weird is that as of now, there's not going to be an option to buy the tiers or XP boosters, like I said, or time boosters, I guess, at this point. So,
Oh no, not time boosters.
Wonder how many iterations of the word black they're gonna have before they run it into the ground.
I was going to say, it's almost like clopping it.
clopping it, they clopped it big. They clopped it big.
We've already
here.
got the. Yeah, we've already trying to copyright that chocolate, so we're nailing that down as we speak.
Oh,
So
God.
they'll be owing us money if they use that.
We need to get that on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
So yeah, first season ends December 11th. So good luck to everybody, and I hope that we get some type of change to how to progress in this. Do you guys have any
I'm sure.
final comments
I'm sure
about
they
this?
Just hope it does change. It
Yeah, it
does
seems like
seem
really backwards way to
ridiculous. But I don't want them to also do a right turn and say, "Oh, the only way you can progress quicker is to buy an XP boost or a."
Yeah, you guys hated all this free stuff we were going to give you, so now
Yeah.
you can pay for it all.
God,
Yeah.
what if they did take a turn like that? Like, we wanted to make it free for everybody on a fair playing field, but no, you just had to have it this way.
So don't tweet us and moan. Here's your pass, $50.
Buy some black bucks, and then
Oh, that's
Black bucks.
that's gonna be it, isn't it?
Yep.
I really hope not.
No, I think they're actually just called Call of Duty points because I know that they were part of the pre-order bonus. I think I've got like 1,300 of them banked, and I had
Oh, I
no
remember
idea
that.
what they were for. But this is starting to make
I totally
more sense.
forgot about that. Yeah. Okay.
No, I wish I pre-ordered it now.
Yeah, you also got 10 tiers, I think, if you're a season pass holder. But even that, 10 tiers out of 200 when they take 6 hours of level.
Like, what? That doesn't. It just does not seem substantial at all.
No. And if the scaling, I didn't look into it. If the scaling says anything, like if the first level takes 30 minutes, the second level takes an hour, the third level takes an hour and a half.
Wow.
Oh, geez.
I don't.
I thought it was all even.
No,
if that's the case,
I'm
that's
sure
crazy.
It's even. But if it's not, we're all done.
It's not. Tier 20 is going to take 3 days.
Wow.
So yeah, it was a really exciting story for me when it first was announced, and then once it was live for PlayStation, and I decided to go look at Reddit, which is never a good idea if you want to keep your mood in a good way. Don't ever go to Reddit.
You guys think there's any chance this is a decimal math error somewhere?
Right,
like
dude?
they put a decimal point over 1, and they're just like, "Oh God, what's happening?" Everybody's pissed.
It's just so weird.
Oh no, Jackson down in R&D screwed it up. He put it was 100 instead of a 10. Everything's screwed up now.
But like, literally, unless they didn't test this at all, which, come on, how did
right?
you not notice that after you played 10 team death matches that you hadn't hit tier 1 out of 200? Are you
Hey, I don't
kidding
know,
me?
man.
Oh God.
It's almost like you said, Risky. It would almost be like as if somebody came out and explained to us how this happened, or
gonna
that a
say,
fix was coming.
They gave it to the worst person. He was like, "I'm not leveling up, so no one else will."
Screw you guys.
Yeah, that kid got a lot of participation trophies in high school. You can tell.
Oh.
All right, so I will. If there's any updates on that, I'll probably bring them up with what I've been playing next week. They got to do something, so we'll see. All right, last up in the news, we have the new games coming out this week. So, Chaotic, why don't you tell us about those?
Quite a busy day on the 23rd. We have 3 games dropping. So, well, yep,
Only
Just
one that
Dance
matters.
2019.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Windjammers for the Switch, and the beta for Fallout 76 drops as well.
So Fallout 76 is the game you're talking
Yes.
about then.
Yeah.
Did you guys?
I've got the beta for it. I'm in for that.
That's just a pre-order beta, right?
Yeah, pre-order beta for that one. They did have a stress test. Was it about a week ago?
That Doc can't talk about.
That Doc can't talk about.
I wasn't. What? I don't even know what you're talking about.
So looking forward to that on the 23rd.
Quick, before you move. Windjammers. If you guys don't know what that is, it's like
Oh, I'm
Pong,
excited for that.
but with frisbee players. It's the
nice.
weirdest looking thing.
No, it
It
seriously
looks
is really good.
so
Like
good.
this is one of the, yeah, it is. It's great. I highly recommend. Like I've played it on, friend played it on emulator that I watched, and it's really good. Yeah, it's actually a really fun multiplayer game. Actually, strangely competitive too. They have like competitive to this day. They have competitive leagues in France for Windjammers of all things.
That's awesome. I think it looks like a lot of fun, and I couldn't play it. It was on PlayStation before, right?
Yeah, I think they did bring it to PlayStation. Yeah, I think you're right.
I don't think it was on Xbox. And I saw it at PAX East this year, and I was like, oh my god, what is that? And why can't I play it? Because it was on Sony. So, what else is going on?
Stardew Valley dropping for iPhone on the 24th of October. And then there was, I think there was another game, it was an indie game, some sort of cowboy simulator type idea that's coming out of 26, Red Dead something or other. Not a big game with to worry about when they
Yeah, Red Dead on Arrival. Am I right?
No, that should be
Red Dead on Arrival. I like
that
it.
should be Game of the Year contender, I would say. From the small amount that I've seen of it, I've tried not to look at much because I've not played the first one yet.
You got a week.
Well,
you better hurry up.
because my plan was I've got my game sharing buddy was planning on buying it on the Xbox, but he's now decided that he has Red Dead on the PlayStation, so he wants to sort of just do a continuation. So
What?
Well, he's bought it on the
God
PlayStation with
damn.
the idea of once I complete Odyssey on the Xbox on disc, I give it to him, and once he completes Red Dead on disc on the PlayStation, he gives it to me. So I'm not overly worried about getting it when it launches.
He could have just done that with Xbox
Well, that's
too.
what I
Though.
thought, but well,
But whatever.
as he's only just a new member of the community, we won't offend him too much.
Oh, who is it?
Okay.
It's Gilgamesh, so the one that he's one of the people that's going to be in the Pro Clubs team.
Nice.
Well, you know our rule. We don't actually offend him until he's a patron.
Well,
so.
this is true. So heads.
Guys, you've glossed over the fact who buys discs.
Well, I did think that was
That is weird.
I thought that was kind of. I can understand if you're not doing game share because they usually tend to be a wee bit cheaper.
Well, yeah, there's a slight cost saving,
Yeah,
isn't
so
there?
not much, but
You know, the people that buy hard copies when they game share, they're assholes. Sorry,
You heard it
Gilgamesh.
here first, guys. Cross Atlantic Gaming. If you buy hard physical disc, you're an asshole.
It's our motto.
Heads up on the red, because apparently people have been getting it early, and somehow I haven't seen spoilers or I've avoided them so far. But people that have gotten the physical copy early, there are 2 discs for the physical
Yeah.
copy actually
Yes,
for Red
I
Dead 2.
saw that.
Are you serious? That's a real
Yes,
thing?
actually, for real. Blu-ray. I think the first ever Blu-ray 2 disc for a full game. Yes.
It definitely has to be then. That's crazy. I
think the
thought we were
last-
past that.
the last game I remember being multi-disc was
LA
Mass
Noire.
Effect. No, Mass Effect 2.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was on CDs though, right?
Yeah, that
Or,
was
not CDs,
360,
but
yeah.
DVDs.
That was the last
or
game I
whatever.
remember.
don't-
Yeah,
Yeah, not Blu-ray though. Yeah.
I remember LA Noire. Just it was because they were doing all the motion capturing with the faces, like the facial recognition, that kind of crap or whatever. And there was like a 3-disc game. That was a good one.
Yeah.
You guys remember the old PC days when you'd have like
8
freaking
discs.
6 disc? Yeah.
If you had to
The one
play-
that
Oh,
comes to mind for PlayStations, I used to have Command and Conquer, and you had to pick GDI or NOD. There was 2 different discs for it.
Gosh, you damn right you did, because when you picked one or the other, you were committing.
GDI all the way.
Hell yeah.
the amount of floppies I broke.
Speaking, did we talk about that last week?
Crazy?
That
What?
Did you say something about breaking a floppy something? Perfect. What I was going to bring up was that they were...
This is what happens when you decide to let Choco record at 10 to 3 in the morning.
Well, see that I like being the fire igniter. I know Chocolate is just waiting for the opportunity. I just like to kind of put it there for him, and if he wants to, do something with it, he can.
All you had to throw out was floppy disk. Is that what just happened?
Yep.
Great. All right. There's not much else to say here, I don't think. All right. Well, yeah, actually, we have some news on what's coming into Game Pass and what is leaving Game Pass, if you want to take over that, Chaotic.
So, starting off with the games leaving Game Pass for this year. So, on the Xbox One side of things, we've got Resident Evil going out, Skyforce Anniversary, World of Van Helsing Death Trap, and then for the 360, Mega Man 9.
All right.
And
Resident Evil kind of sucks. That's a good one.
Yeah.
So
it's probably the only one out of the 4 that's leaving that you maybe be a wee bit upset if you didn't manage to grab. However, on the upside, you do have Outlast and Dead Island coming in this year, this month even. So not so. Outlast out the 2 was probably the better one, but Dead Island is, if they can get it running properly, is another fantastic co-op game. Yeah.
It's funny. These 4 games are all perfectly timed for Halloween. Aren't those all
totally
horror games?
Hello Neighbor as well.
Yeah.
Hello Neighbor. I don't know if you class. It's kind of horror-ish, but
it's kind of thrillery.
It's suspense. Yeah, exactly.
And Observer, I feel like Observer didn't that get pretty good reviews too? I feel like I heard a lot of people talking about that when it was out.
Yeah, I've not played it, but it actually got some pretty good critical acclaim to it, so it's probably pretty good.
Just upset I missed Resident Evil because I don't think that was in there, or didn't feel like it was in there long.
You got 11 days.
Yeah, not happy.
Chocolate, 11 days in Resident Evil, you could be like tier 48 at that point.
I'll lose FIFA packs, that's the trouble.
Ah, jeez.
Not if you give good old Michael transactions a call.
Michael.
You'll lose anything.
Hit up Michael.
Hey, Michael, here's $50. Clap it.
Clap it real good. All right, so that's the show. But before we plug the show up, I did want to say happy birthday to our good friend Chocolate Bear. When you guys are listening to this, it will be that old man's birthday. So happy birthday, Chocolate.
Happy birthday, buddy.
I wasn't looking for a happy birthday, you bastards.
Yeah, of course you were.
I think you were because you typed it right in the middle of our show notes while we were going over them. So
actually, yeah, in all caps on level like 38 font, you said, "Hey, don't forget my birthday, you jackass." So I don't know. That's not very subtle, but
yeah, never mind. Thank you.
Maybe someone will gift you that parachute for your avatar. We'll see what they've got there.
Oh God, I can't believe if I get that.
All right, we did it.
We were talking about achievements earlier, and I forgot to mention I jumped onto Rocket League and got 75 points just for logging on for collecting 200 items.
Nice.
Huh.
So
just one that popped late.
If you need some achievements,
just turn on Rocket League.
Speaking of the everybody wins culture, just turn it on.
Yeah.
Just wonderful. All right, let's plug this show up. If you want to keep up with us on a day-to-day basis. Oh man, it's not 3:00 in the morning here, but for some reason I still can't talk. What I'm trying to say here is come hang out on Discord. The 4 of us are there. That's where the conversation is. We're all there every day. Weekends are a little slow, but during the week, what better things do you have to do than hang out on Discord with all of us? It's definitely the best place to follow anything for the podcast, anything Cross Atlantic Gaming related. Links for the Discord are in the show notes. If you'd like to support the show with your hard-earned money, you can head on over to patreon.com/CAG podcast. Get yourself entered into our monthly Patreon drawing. Shout out to Sweeney. He was last month's winner. If you want to be like Sweeney, hit up Patreon. That's probably not the best way to sell Patreon.
Yeah. It's not. Scare people away.
I want to be like Sweeney every day.
Well, Doc, you can make your Not a Doc 25 account and start pledging right next to Vanilla Bear 90, who is our newest Patreon subscriber.
Yeah.
Got to pay for Red Dead somehow.
It's so messed up. All right. If you'd like to find us on social media, we are at CAG Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. If you'd like to stay up to date, nope, I'm just reading things that aren't. This is so rough.
Start again. Breathe.
Start over. Ready.
Start.
Oh, yes, it's not taken. I got Klops hard for you for Patreon. Sweet. Okay, go on, sorry. Did I say that out loud?
Do I print that on the front or the back?
Back for sure.
Oh, that's our t-shirt right there. Yes!
Speaking of t-shirts, we do have a merch store. The link for it is in the show notes. Use code CAG10 at checkout for 10% off your order. Thanks for that, Doc.
You're welcome.
Also, cagpodcast@gmail.com. You can send your questions there for next episode's monthly mailbag. Remember that the best questions submitted is going to win themselves something nice. So get in your questions any way you can to us, except for maybe the postal service. That might not get here in time. So
Yeah, we don't give out our address.
Oh, we have a website, by the way, that has all those links to.
Yeah, we probably,
That's the most informal way possible.
that would have been a good thing to update in the show notes. If you want information on all of those things I just said and talked about, you can head to crossatlanticgaming.com. Big shout out to Doc. He took the time to set that whole website up. We have pages for our different contests going on. We have a page for our patrons so you can see who's there, who makes all this stuff possible. All sorts of stuff there. And
Yeah, email links, everything, one button pushes, Discord invite link, all that stuff's there. So
this is going to be way easier next week when I can be like, all right, let's plug this show up. Just head to crossatlanticgaming.com. All right, have a good night, everybody.
Hey, everybody, have a good night.
And I'm Risky the Kid everywhere. You can find me there. Doc, how about you?
Doc H1X1 everywhere.
Chocolate.
Chocolate Bear 80, everywhere that matters to me.
And our guest host, Chaotic.
Chaotic UI everywhere that matters.
All right. Chaotic, thanks for hopping in this week.
Thanks for having me again, guys.
I'm sure we'll be seeing you in a few weeks here.
Here's hoping.
All right.
Yeah. Not at 3 a.m. Damn it, not at 3 a.m.
It is currently
Not
3:05
to,
a.m.
Not to freak anybody out, but at the time of this recording on Xbox Live, the name Klops Hard for You is available.
All right.
Now, will that still be available when this airs on Tuesday? I don't know, but it is right now.
If you
so.
send me a screenshot of your gamer tag as that, I will send you a $10 gift card to cover the name change. I mean that 100%. Somebody try me. And with that, thanks for tuning into this week's episode of Cross Atlantic Gaming. We'll catch you guys next week for an all-new episode. Goodbye.
See you guys.
Clop it hard.
Clap it real hard.
Clap it like you mean it.
Did I forget to take the penis out of the closing notes from last week?
Yeah, somehow that got left.
Catch you guys
Yeah,
next
what?
week for an all new episode. All new penis episode. We
Oh,
can't.
no, I think
Penis later. What?
I may have added a penis.